live. Yeah, we are live. Let's see what the sound here for. Is it? Can y'all hear? We don't ain't nobody in there yet, but
I'm gonna go on I'll go on your page.
yeah, click on it. Turn the sound on real quick. See what they sound like.
Yo.
You hear it? Yo. I don't know. What's the echo?
1 2 1 2.
It's alright. Either way, we can be heard. I can switch this joint. We can mess around with it a little bit.
Play with it. Let me see.
But we can be heard though. So we are here. We are live. We are tapped in. Figure we'll go live. You know what I mean? So we can have a little raw, uncut conversation without the radio, without the distractions, without the disturbances. So we here with it. It's still nothing.
No, go ahead.
Have a little raw, uncut conversation without the radio, without the distractions, without the. We testing it out. Can y'all hear? Or let me see. I might have to switch this on. We gotta test everything. Gotta test everything. So yeah, we testing all our equipment right now. Man. We can get this thing already working, though. Hopefully, man. Here we go, live. Listen, man. Either way we can roll. I feel like, man, but still, we gonna have a conversation. Yeah, we testing all our stuff. We testing out the sound, but we can see it running out from here on the Facebook Live. We figuring out some stuff like as far as with the YouTube. So we still working on YouTube. We still working on getting some information and all of that stuff fine too. But in the meantime, we gonna work with what we got. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Appreciate you tapping in with us. We want to get into some conversation, man. We gonna have some. We gonna dive into different conversations about different subjects. We definitely got an agenda and different things that we gonna be talking about. But also, as well as like, this is important for us to have a lot of discussions because when you're on the radio, and there's certain things you can't say, or certain language you can't use, and these time frames that you want. Hey, Deonte. We just talking the same thing. We can have a little bit more conversation and dive in a little bit deeper. So a lot of conversation is really gonna go with it. So I need y'all hop in the comments, man. Can y'all hear? Can you hear? Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section.
Still don't sound good.
Sorry, we can rock out with it.
We here? Cut this
We can rock out with it.
down. Rock out. What's up, everybody?
Your mic on your mic sound better than mine. So you go ahead. You can do
No,
what
we
you're talking about. No.
we gonna put it like this.
No, bro. No, bro. Go ahead. Do your thing. I'm gonna
Right, you take yours off, but we gonna hold this in the middle.
No, go
I
ahead.
got you.
No, bro. Do your thing.
Okay. Scoot that back. Scoot that back.
That's the number one.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Social Impact Show with me, Malcolm and Deonte Cooley. He going to leave. We just doing a couple test runs on these microphones, make sure everything is working correctly before we go to our YouTube page. And we hope y'all rock out with us. You know, we got some good topics we're going to be talking about. We're going to keep it black. We're going to make sure our black fellas get some knowledge, and we hope that y'all interact with us and give it back to us to make sure that we moving correctly. We want to make sure our community is knowledgeable about what's going on out here. It's a lot of stuff going on out here in Erie, Pennsylvania, and our surrounding areas. So we need to make sure that we keep everybody informed, keep everybody locked in. We want to make sure that our community is safe. We protect it. We want to make sure that people is doing the correct jobs that they're supposed to be doing while we patrolling. This is the time for us to make sure that we hold everybody accountable. It's a lot of things flowing through here. Y'all know we be going through these city council meetings, county council meetings, and they got a lot of stuff going on. So I encourage everybody to come out and come rock with us. Come learn something. Come listen. I've been doing a lot of listening at these meetings, so I really haven't been talking, but I'm gaining knowledge on what goes on inside city and county council.
So,
And
bro,
I encourage y'all to do that.
let me ask you that. Outside of city and county council, like what's some stuff that you feel like we could talk about that we probably can't be saying on the radio? You know what I mean? Things that we can have a conversation. I'm good now. We
So
can have a conversation with the live audience.
I'm going to hit you like this. I was thinking earlier, and
I'm good, bro.
okay, my thought process was, as a black man, I feel like we are underappreciated. I feel like we always have to be the ones to to show our strongness. We got to show strength. We can't show a sign of weakness if we going through something, if we ailing, if we aching, if we having a bad day. We always have to show a strong posterity. I want people to understand that it's okay for us as men to lean on somebody's shoulder. Times is different now. We go through so much. We got to be the one strong when it ain't going right with your lady. It ain't going right with your kid. They schools is calling and the kid is acting up. The dad is supposed to be the strong one. What are some things that can keep our focus on being strong and not showing a sign of like we breaking down? Sometimes I break down. And I need that moment where I'm by myself. I can think, I can clear my head, get my mentals right.
Why you think that's an expectation of us? Like, you know what I mean? Because excuse me, interesting that you say that. Like, I be in the schools, um, and be having different conversations with some of the young people, and we be discussing different topics, and I always tell them like, as a man, like growing up as a young boy, we was told, men don't cry, you're supposed to be tough all the time, and how that stunts our growth or how that has stunted our growth. Myself personally, you know what I mean, when I say stunting my growth, because it was always been like, oh, you gotta stay tough, you gotta stay strong. So it's like it's a reason why we think like that. Like why would you say, as far as like us as men, why do you think we feel like we can't be vulnerable and we can't show our emotions? We just talk. We touch on that one.
I think it's a lot that goes into that. But I think it's because we are scared. We always have to we keep a shield up, number one. It's just facts that we keep a shield up.
Okay.
I don't know too many people that I've actually seen. You ever seen something go bad, go wrong? Not a funeral,
Mm-hmm.
where you with your partner, your homie, even your brother,
Mm-hmm.
and he cry in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that
I
before?
witnessed it.
How many times?
I don't know because it's not often, but like I have relationships with men who like they ain't gonna probably cry in front of me. Now I know they wouldn't do that in front of everybody,
Right.
but yeah, as far as the crying part, like I think but I think it's because I have friends who I've been through so much with that we've gotten to that point where we feel comfortable doing that. But I definitely understand where you're coming from.
That's a hard thing to conquer,
Right,
especially when you are alpha.
right.
A lot of people that we hang around is alphas. You don't see too much softness in where we come from, where people is from in our community. But it's a lot of stuff that goes on inside of our homes, outside of our homes, that is backbreaking. Like you could go to work and your boss is messing with you all day and you ready to tear his head off, but you gotta hold your composure because you know you need that job.
Right.
You gotta make sure the bills is paid. You gotta make sure that your end of the bargain is fulfilled. You go home and say, yo, I just whooped my boss ass, I got fired, that's turning into a whole nother situation.
So you saying it's like it's stacked up,
It is stacked up.
like stacked up press, like you know what I mean?
It's definitely stacked up.
Billy says sit up. He says you gotta sit up.
Black men.
But yeah, so I mean, like, cause even
He called me a pimp too, I see it.
when you think about like the stress that we have, and then some of the things that we gotta deal with in our life and in the world. Cause I've said this before, like you know, you go out there and you gotta fight the world, and then when you come back into the house, it's so many other pressures. It's like, when do you have an opportunity to let loose? So then even like I'm a huge advocate for mental health. So I always talk about how that impacts and affects our mental health. It's like we don't know what to do when we get in front of them. You know what I mean? In them type of situations. So then it's like you gotta stay tough and you gotta stay strong, right?
Right.
I mean, let me ask you this: do you think that builds character, or do you think that deteriorates the man?
I think it builds character,
To always
but
be tough.
to always be tough, but it also, we don't know what somebody is thinking inside their mind.
Right.
Even though your exterior is, I'm tough, I'm tough, I'm tough, what's going on the inside?
Right.
That person could be melting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it could literally be a melt breakdown. When they break down, that's where the problem comes from.
Right.
That breakdown turned into some serious situations.
Yeah, so we gonna have to pass this joint. So like, yeah. So I mean, I guess I'm giving some feedback when Mike ain't working. So we gonna pass this joint back and forth, right? But so when you think about like us deteriorating as men, does it sound better? I don't know. We gonna figure this thing out. But when you think about like us, and we talk about us deteriorating as men, or you know us falling apart, and then like, how does it make us? Why do you feel like it makes us stronger? Or why do you feel like it makes us tougher if ultimately we holding in pressure, stress, and trauma? I'm gonna let you go in on that one. So I'll figure this thing out.
Bro gotta figure his mic out. But at the end of the day, black men have the hardest time in America, in the world. I know they say women go through it,
Okay.
black women go through it,
Okay.
but I don't think they really look at what a black man has to go through. Period.
Right.
This is what I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna always live by that because I've seen some of my brothers, family members, friends go through some of the most darkest times that they could ever go through. And some of them bounced back, some of them didn't. Some of them lost their marbles, some of them gained some knowledge. This is why I say we go through so much, especially where we from in Erie,
Right.
where I'm from. I've seen people get killed.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people go to jail and never come home.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people go to jail and come home and they was not the same.
Listen. So listen, when you talk about that, because I worked in a prison for 7.5 years, right? And then even like some of the people that I interact with who've been incarcerated, like I get what you, because them is some of the most intelligent people I've ever interacted with. Like it's people. So then when you see people come home from jail and like they losing and stuff like that,
Right.
And then when you connect with the people who keep their stuff together, like I'll be kind of like torn with like as far as like the man deteriorating or even being tougher after going through certain conditions and circumstances because I've been in jail for like 60 days, stuff like that, you know, but I've never dealt with incarceration to feel like when I came out, I would be stronger. So then even when we talk about some of the stressors and some of the pressures that we have to deal with as men,
Right.
I can understand what you say when it builds character, but like, why do you think that we, or how do you think that benefits us, those sit down moments? Because I feel like a lot of people who went to jail and take life seriously really do some soul searching and then do some thinking about who they are and they elevate. And I hate when people say, man, I need like if somebody gave me a monitor, I'd be straight. But it seems like
some black men had a mentality of if I'm jailed or incarcerated or somebody tells me to sit down, that can be better. So ultimately, I guess what I'm saying is we need to sit down. But why do you think that is? I know I just threw a lot at you. I don't
That,
even know how to.
but does it make sense for a person to really go sit down? I mean, I know brothers they went and did some super stuff, and you like, man, that was the dumbest thing that you could do.
Right.
You need to go sit down.
Right.
It depends on the sit down though. Is the sit down 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years? Because when you start getting into them years,
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee your mind is gonna change, and you gonna
Okay.
be a different person.
Okay.
Like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you gonna come out, F it.
Right. Right. Right.
Them years, I done seen people come home and you like, man, that ain't the same person that I knew who went in. And I done seen people go in for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years,
Uh-huh.
up to 30 years of incarceration. The 30 that came home is not the person that I knew when I was
Right.
18.
Right.
But that's to be expected.
Right.
But as a black man, the ones who don't do all that time
Mm-hmm.
and come home and make bad decisions, we got to question that.
So let me ask you this: why do you think when we talk about bad decisions? Because I believe when we talk about systemic racism,
Mm-hmm.
when we think about systemic racism, based on my years of knowledge, education, and experience, like I truly believe that it plays a major role in when we talk about the plight of the black man in America,
Right.
the systems and how the systems break black men down or black communities or black people. Like because all
Ooh.
right, so let's for instance, like as I've educated myself on like the temporary acts and needy families. That's TANF for people who don't know when food stamps and all of that came in. How you removed the black man from the household or separated the family for food stamps and stuff like that. I know that's traumatizing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because now it's like, okay, now women have to make a decision. Am I willing to rock with him while he get his stuff together, or am I going to take the hand from the government? You know what I mean? So then that's the systemic racism part aspect. I guess for me, when you put the man out the house, right? So now the man can't see his kids or deal with his woman. Now she can call the law. Now there's so many different things that you have to do as a man to survive. And I think when you talk about food stamps and when you talk about Section 8 and public housing, I believe that there were certain stipulations that targeted black families to remove the man. But for what reason? I haven't researched or figured out what was the whole purpose of removing the black man from the black family. What like based on your experience, like do you see that as one of the main things or a major role in systemic racism and the black man being removed from the family? Why do you think that that was?
I can't answer that because I never grew up in a house with a system of my mom and a man that was stable.
Right,
I've never seen that.
right,
Like
okay,
it was always somebody bouncing in and out. Okay, like I don't really consider them a stepdad.
right,
Only one. I take that back. I consider one person a stepdad, but that was my early years coming up until maybe between 10 and 12.
okay,
Anything after that was just some in and out, in and out.
right,
I understand the food stamp part.
right,
I understand the bad living.
uh-huh,
I never lived in public housing,
okay,
but where I grew up at was like public housing.
right.
We just wasn't we. It wasn't a building connected to another apartment.
See, that's interesting. Yeah, see, I grew up in public. We was in the scattered sites and we moved all over. So we was in apartments, then public housing, and then I had friends in the projects and stuff like that. But then even myself, like being a man, paying child support, and like, you know, one of my children's mothers, she lives in public housing, and the stipulations with that, it's like there's a divide in our family, and then I think it has hit us so hard that we don't even realize that to where we at ends with the mothers of our children or the mothers at ends with the fathers of their children and not understanding how the system plays a major role. Bro, I tell you, them food stamps and
Right,
that cash assistance
right,
will really tear a household apart.
absolutely.
And I'm not sure if you ever had any experience with that, but like he said 27 was worse. If you ever, I don't know if you ever had experience with that, but man, them food stamps, they'll tear that household apart. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not sure like how that
Well,
plays a role.
I grew up in a house Everybody that know me
Okay.
know I grew up on 22nd and German.
Somebody
Right
read
next
the comments
door,
right now.
right next door to Chinese Market. It
Okay.
was a red, they call it the red house, the red building.
Uh-huh.
That's where we grew up. I was upstairs with my mom. My grandmother was downstairs, but my grandmother downstairs, that was a whole nother animal.
Okay.
Like, that was a beast.
Right.
I've seen everything in that neighborhood, from pop bottles that was glass to taking them to get 10 cents back then when you could do that,
Uh-huh.
to getting your food stamp stolen, eating peanut butter, and you might not even have no jelly. You was eating peanut butter every day. Like, yo, the situation was dire. That's why I always tell you about, when we talk, we always talk about I grew up in the crack cocaine era.
Uh-huh.
And I did.
Yeah,
I've seen everything.
In that episode when you said that, like, it changed like
Yes.
overnight.
Right. And I see Millie on there, and I know Millie can contest to this. And I told you last week when we did our episode that one day, 22nd was great.
Right.
We was outside playing. We was playing stickball. We was playing basketball. We was playing tag. The next day, people was zombies. I've really lived that. I've really seen that. Like, to go from, a lot of people don't understand that you go from seeing like your aunt, your uncle, they was fine, and then the next day, you don't know who they is no more because these drugs just took over.
Yeah, so listen, I'm glad that you can contest to that, because like around that time, I probably was one of the babies. I ain't gonna say I was no crack baby, but
Right.
I was from the era of when that was happening. So take us, like, this your time. I mean, we can talk about that. You know what I mean? Like,
So I'm from 22nd and German, but we go all the way down to 17th and German, 16th and German, even farther than that. Remember, I said up top on 28th and German, that was like another neighborhood to us. That was not considered hood. It wasn't nothing hard up there.
Right.
Everybody was white.
Right.
Everything below that was black. It was hard living.
Mm-hmm.
It was stressful. It was conniving, stealing, killing, stabbings. A lot went on in our neighborhood.
Right.
I wouldn't change nothing in the world about how I grew up.
Right, right.
But I don't think people understand, like, a lot of people be like, we grew up with roaches and mice and rats. I really grew up that way. Like, I really grew up that way. So when crack cocaine came here, remember I told you, it was a couple buses from Florida.
Right.
The Haitians came here. They brought cocaine and they brought HIV. And from the moment that they came here and laid sights on 22nd and German, everything changed, because 22nd and German was the hub of everything at this time.
Right.
Because I can't contest that what went on in the Holly and out in the T.
Right there.
But what I seen was a dramatic effect on not just our parents, and this is when you probably can't contest that the father left the home.
Yeah.
Because he was chasing.
So yeah, I was born in '86.
Right. I'm born in 72.
Okay. So about this time, so 72, 86, we 14 years apart.
Right. So your 86 this is the time of when this is happening.
So
you're a baby.
I'm a new baby. You know,
absolutely.
This crack.
This is crack.
Okay.
This is crack. I seen people don't understand because they think about hustlers.
Right.
The time I'm coming up, hustlers was 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay, so this one.
I was seeing young
boys
15 years old buying their own cars and driving them.
Okay.
Like, people watch Paid in Full.
That was a real
22nd and German was Paid in Full.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that was another world. You didn't have to go nowhere.
Right.
But you seen everything. You don't, the houses that's there now is not how we live. That block was full. We policed ourselves. So anything went.
Right.
Bro, I've seen people get stabbed on that block. I've seen people get shot on that block. I've seen people get killed on that block. I wouldn't change anything about that block, how we grew up.
So let me ask you, right? So then, because now we from two different eras.
Right.
So when you talk about this era and you got all of this stuff going on, and like I can imagine how fascinating all of that can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then when you fast forward and you think about some of your peers, and I'm not asking you to say any names or nothing like that, but if you think about the impact that that had on some of your friends or some of your friends' parents and stuff like that, like, do you think that was strategically designed to break us down?
Absolutely.
Why do you say
Can
that?
can you imagine one day you playing football, baseball, basketball with your friend, and then the next day your friend is selling your mom crack or your dad crack or your uncle crack, and y'all still friends? I've seen this. Literally, like, this is my homie.
Mm-hmm.
My homie got a bag of rocks,
Mm-hmm.
but the mom or the aunt is chasing.
Mm-hmm.
The homie selling it, and you ain't you're thinking like we need the money.
Right.
We going to do what we do.
Right.
But you're not thinking like, yo, the homie just poisoned my people or another homie people.
Right.
We ain't looking at it like that. This was survival of the fittest. Like, bro, I grew up eating cans of sardines and cans of corn.
Uh-huh.
Like the trenches.
So when did y'all realize, like, okay, so because it sounds like you in the middle of it, right? So you in the middle, your friends getting money, some of your family members is getting high. When did you realize, like, either this is a problem or this is a good thing?
It never looked like a problem.
Okay.
The problems only looked at bad because you might get your microwave. Remember, I told you the microwave was a big thing back then.
Right.
Like your peoples might sell that microwave. I remember my people sold the microwave down the middle of the block.
Uh-huh.
My man Dana Flemings
Uh-huh.
bought the microwave.
Uh-huh.
Everybody is looking for the microwave, and D like, man, I bought that microwave last night, and you just like, what?
Right.
Like this is how that was. Like you could go to sleep in my grandmother's house,
Mm-hmm.
and it would probably be 20 people in there.
Mm-hmm. Now, 20, when you say 20 people,
I'm talking about
cousins
that's
and all
that's
of that, or?
that's cousins and some hustlers.
Okay.
And this is all that, like, I grew up, it was open air drug market.
Okay.
Like everything went, but it was solely crack cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they say Ronald Reagan dropped that down, he really did that.
And you literally right there.
He
with
really.
all of that.
We went to sleep one day and woke up, and everything was different. And I know a lot of people that's watching this, they can contest to that.
Yeah.
Because that is
There's people in the comment
facts.
section saying, they remember Jamil, you got Carlos, you got Craig in there, like, so like, because
This is facts.
so when I was born, so my mom was married to one of them dudes who was hustling in that neighborhood, who was really like getting some money. So like, I never see like I guess as a kid, I really understand how negative or impactful it was because we was reaping the rewards of the money
Right.
being made. You know what I mean? So it's like, I guess when you look at it like that, or you're like, I didn't see when it first came in. When I was born and I'm growing up, we got the nice outfits, sweatsuits, my mom and them rocking the jewelry and all of that. And it was more or less, as I'm getting older, we was told, you don't tell nobody what's going on in this house. You know what I mean? Like, you go to school, we dress nicer than some of the kids, or you see some other kids, and it's like, don't nobody know what's going on. So I didn't get to experience, like, all of that you had going on. So then when you fast forward, you talking, you 14. So now, once you get, let's say 17, 18, coming out of high school, like, what was it like coming out of high school? And then we got plenty of time. So when did you make the decision to either, okay, I'm indulging in this lifestyle or I'm not?
But that was the thing for me. I never got caught up in it.
Okay.
When I hustle,
not get caught up in it, bro?
because if I needed to hustle,
Uh-huh.
back then, I would like buy a double up.
Okay.
I was cool with getting a double up and just making the 200 or the $150. I wasn't like that. That wasn't my thing.
Right. Okay.
Like my brother and them and his friends and all them young boys,
Uh-huh.
they was caught up in that.
Right.
Who I was hanging with, we was trying to drink beer.
Okay.
Like we played sports.
Uh-huh.
We wasn't like, it was easy for me to stay away because I seen what was going on. And everybody wasn't built to hustle.
Yeah.
Like mind you, I grew up and people was getting robbed of their shit.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like
Okay.
yo, I used to see people straight, strong armed dudes like, give me this. Like, and rest in peace, Coke Johnson. My bro, Coke, take it. Monster, young monster.
Just take it.
Hey, everybody's scared of it.
Like Debo.
He was Debo.
Yeah.
Before Debo.
Oh wow.
And there's a couple other people out there who used to take shit.
I heard some names.
But it's some brothers that used to, they fighting.
Right.
Bro, I seen the police fall out the sky. I've seen homies get their ass whooped with bats, and like this is where we from.
Okay.
Like, you could put 22nd and German in the Bronx, New York at that time, and we would have fit right in with some New Yorkers or Philly.
Dang.
This is how that living was like that.
You want to know what's crazy though? Is like, as you said, it's entertaining to me. I don't know why, but I'm just like, yo, it sounds like what's crazy. And I don't know if, again, we talk about how those eras or those moments impact us, like everything that you're saying is crazy as it sounds like a good time.
It was a great time because, again, we had bootlegs on this block.
Okay.
You had anything that you needed was on that block. Remember, we lived next door to Cheney, so that was Walmart. Wasn't no Walmart back then.
Okay.
So if you needed something, you was going there. And Miss Cheney them at the time, like they frying burgers and they cooking.
Right.
Like, you could buy a whole dinner and like.
So the neighborhood was
this neighbor, like, you will see some pictures. It's a picture that has floated around on Facebook. Everybody is in front of the Orange Building. It's a lot of the homies who I grew up with is in this picture.
So what's the Orange Building?
The Orange Building? It was just a building.
Okay.
A lot of people lived in the building.
Okay.
But remember, that neighborhood, everybody is from 13. Wait, I take it back. They're from 10 up to 18, 19.
Okay.
This is the hood. This is the hood. It's some brothers out here like
really like that.
Yeah, it was a time, bro. If you was white, you couldn't walk through there.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time I come out, it's a drought in Erie. So people were selling Gank rocks.
Okay. So I remember
I never forget my man, and this was my aunt's boyfriend. He came from Pittsburgh. He was prominent in Pittsburgh. His dad was prominent. He came up here and got turned out, strung out.
Yeah.
He devised how to make some Gank rocks. They looked at real. Like, and he was selling them. I remember this white dude on a motorcycle came through. The only thing that saved him, he had a helmet on. Somebody ganked him. He came back. He was talking shit. Remember, I told you no white people wasn't allowed in the hood at this time.
Everybody like getting type.
This is nighttime.
Okay.
It's only like 4 people where I can see everything because I'm outside.
Right.
Remember, I say I did do my little hustle with my little. That's it. Yeah. So, boy talking. I ain't gonna say who did what, but they picked him up, and when I say they power slammed this dude, cracked his helmet. Like, if he didn't have his helmet on, he would have been dead. And me and my boy Omar Beeson, we out there, we watching this shit, and we like, yo, man, hey.
So let me ask you.
Ain't no neighborhood like 22nd and German. I don't care what nobody says.
So check this out, right? When you think, okay, so now you're talking, and it seems very nostalgic, you enjoy it. It's like there were people who you grew up with who succumbed to the products.
Right.
And then, like, as you grow older, you've seen some of those guys, like, without naming or shaming, like, what's your thoughts when you've seen some of the victims of what that, like, took place? Like, because there were some people who.
That's a good question. Yeah, absolutely.
But then there were also some consumers who you knew personally. Like, so what was your thoughts as you seen some people fall victim to the substances?
Man, that's a deep question.
Even when you think about it right now, because, like, I have conversations with people. I know people who work hard and grind hard. I know a lot of people say we shouldn't compare ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm connected to people who work hard, and sometimes they get hard on themselves. And I'm like, yo, think about some of your peers and where you at, where they at, what y'all doing. and then kind of like rate yourself there, then you got to kind of consider some of the things that the people are doing or have done that are in your generation, your age, and you from an era when crack was really like it really came through and hit people hard. So when you kind of take it in and think about it now, it's like you know some people by name, and I'm not gonna ask you to name anybody, but when you kind of play it in your head, like what's your thoughts when you realize like, wow, although that was a good time, some good people that I knew fell a victim to that.
Ooh, and not to, I won't say nobody's name because I got love for everybody from 22nd and German.
Mm-hmm.
Whether if we rocking right now together or we ain't,
Right.
I would never disrespect none of them. None of them.
Right.
All of them is my brothers.
Absolutely.
But I've definitely seen a few who fell off that was hustlers,
Mm-hmm.
and they tested their own product. Like just facts.
Right.
And some of them is still here. Some of them is doing well, and some of them didn't make it. Some of them OD'd.
Right.
Like I done been to a couple funerals where some of the you see that you grew up with them, and
Right.
they laid in a casket
Right.
because they couldn't shake that off. Like it's a few people that tamper with their bag
Mm-hmm.
and didn't shake it off,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not for me to judge.
Right.
I'm not going. I'm not going. I would never get on this camera and tear somebody apart.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's not my goal. That ain't my thing.
It's one of them things like, dang, you know what I mean? Like, because I lost some friends like recently, like to addiction, to the different drugs
Mhm.
and stuff like that, and it just be like, yo, like I knew you, or I thought I knew you, or we were so cool, or why did you go out like that? And it just kind of like, when you talk in a different era, a different generation, I feel like that had an impact. But then going back to when you said like Reagan brought that in, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So we saying Reagan brought that in. You seen it hit the neighborhood. You seen it hit the community. Like, what type of lasting impact would you say that had? Because there are some good times from it. I feel like relationships were built from that. But like,
Absolutely.
when you talk about the relationships that were built, like, how did it have a lasting impact on that neighborhood specifically? Because I know a lot of good come from that. Regardless of how we want to look at it or frame it, it was given to us. A lot of us fell victim to it, but a lot of people succeeded from it and were able to alter their mindset from it. So,
Absolutely. I've seen this. There's people from that neighborhood who was on city council and county council, and it's some good. Everything was not bad in that neighborhood.
right.
I seen a lot of bad in the neighborhood, but it's a lot of good that came with that. That was a learning stone
Mm-hmm.
for me because that prepared me for life. Like even from having kids at a young age
Right.
to seeing others who was patrolling that block moving out and doing their thing.
Right.
Like I've seen a hustler go from hustling to go to college and getting that degree and turning their life around.
Listen, and the thing about that is because I remember when I went to college and I started taking some sociology classes and living in environments not like that but similar to, I realized that like it's privileged people who wouldn't be able to survive a day in my, let alone your shoes, but wouldn't be able to survive a day in my shoes. And you talk about all that you've endured through that, and then still be able to be somebody. Like I tell people all the time, like to come from where you come from and to get to where you are, there are people who have been fed out of a spoon their entire lives who have never ever been able to survive. Or imagine if you drop some people off that you know who are white people in that same neighborhood that you're talking about now, and imagine how they would come out
It's
if they would.
it's a couple, and don't get me wrong, it's a couple white families that lived in the hood,
Okay.
and they was fine.
Okay.
They was part of what we went through, but
I'm talking about the white people you've met recently.
recently,
Who come from, yeah.
I don't
who
think
act like they who act,
I don't think they would have made it
listen,
because
because we've been in rooms where people
Yeah.
act like
Yeah.
they're better than us or treat us like we less than because of the way that we look or the way that we present, and it's like, yo, if you dropped us off in that neighborhood 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and you dropped them off in our neighborhoods 10 years ago or 20 years ago, they might be the people who fell victim to it, and we have been and ran their whole neighborhood. That's how I feel about me anyway.
there's
I feel like some people who we've argued at, screamed at, wouldn't be able to last a day in our shoes. But yeah, here
for
it is.
for people currently that think like that,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't have not made it in our neighborhood. That's facts.
Okay.
I don't care who they is. I
Right.
don't care what they say. You can't compare today's living with that type of living. Remember, we came up hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to be strong to survive that. bro, I was eating cans of corn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wasn't even getting it with a can opener. Like taking a knife and hitting it to open the jar.
Sheesh.
Like,
what's that? Dennis the Menace.
like
Niggas
yo,
beans.
like I used to go in the kitchen and flick the light on, and you see everywhere.
Damn.
Like but I want to change nothing about how I grew up. I
Right.
grew up like that. That made me who I am today.
Okay.
It also showed me that I had a strong mother.
Right.
That my mom overcame a lot to raise us. You know, my grandmother came up. It ain't just my mom's kid. You got to remember, it's my mom,
Mm-hmm.
it's my aunts,
Mm-hmm.
it's my uncles. All of us is first cousins, and we are 20, 30 deep first cousins laying on the floor, feet in your face, roaches crawling on you, and we having a ball.
Like it's regular.
Like it was regular.
Like it's normal.
Until crack cocaine came.
Okay.
That changed everything.
Okay.
Because I've seen family go against family about cocaine.
So was it ever a point in time where you started, because okay, you said, I know you said you did your double ups.
Yeah.
And then as it went on over time, was it ever a point in time where you felt like, all right, y'all gotta stop doing this, or was it like, I just need to get out of here?
Nah. It was never that thought because I was so you're used
Just
to
normal,
it.
huh?
That's like normal living.
Like going to the kitchen.
Like it's like, okay, damn, homie got caught with 5 rocks.
Uh-huh.
All right, he'll be back out. Like
Right.
it wasn't until the homie started selling big dough
Right.
that you seen change, because now them homies is going against each other.
Right.
Like that money was the root of all evil.
Right.
That money changed a lot of people. And to this day, it's people that don't talk to each other from that neighborhood because of money.
So listen, and I'm glad that you got to that point, because when we talk about it, and then so then it all ties to the systemic racism, because
Right.
the president dropped it in, or the CIA or the FBI, they dropped it into our neighborhoods. You see some good from it, you see some bad from it, you see people getting torn in all type of pieces, and now it's beef. And then you saying, like, even to this day, people from who was hustling in the 80s, 90s, maybe even the early 2000s, won't even talk to each other about some money that don't even exist anymore.
Absolutely. Like it was a lot of, I can't speak for them,
Right.
but I'm sure it was a lot of bridges burnt.
Right.
There's a lot of people that don't like each other about what happened, who did what did what.
Right.
And
So at the time, you being a younger man, you can understand the issue. But now, at the age of 53, do you think that these dudes still need to be having a problem with one another, especially at the condition that we in right now in the city of Erie with us as black men?
But I think it's more to it. I mean, you got to remember this time back then, bro. Like they was hustling. They had women.
Right.
They had kids with women.
Right.
Friends had kids with
Right.
the women. They was home. Like, yo.
Bro, I'm 40. We talking 20, 30.
Yeah.
There's dudes who hold beef with each other for 20 or 30 years over something that when you thought about it then, it was deep and real. When you think about it today, it's like, is it really worth it when people are killing us in the street?
It ain't worth it.
Well, why do we hold on to? Why do you think it's still being held on
Because
to?
I still
Is
think
it principle? Is
No,
it that way?
I think some people still live like it's 88 to
Okay.
that time frame when they was the man.
Okay.
Some people can't shake. They in their mind they still think who they was back then. That's just my personal opinion. And I'm not saying,
No, I feel you. I can.
you
Yeah,
know
no,
what I'm saying?
think
I
it's
just
done.
think some
I've had conversations with people like.
I just think a few people still think they who they was back in them days. But the majority of them actually grew up and are taking care of their business. Like they don't dwell on the back in the day stuff.
Right. They just carry mentality
right.
up.
Or if they do, it's just a small conversation, and it's just yo, I used to do this back then. He did that back then. Whoop-de-whoop type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But machoism.
Machoism. Men just want to just be. Everybody want to be tough. Everybody want to be the boss, big guy, bad
Yeah.
guy.
And there was a lot of bosses in that neighborhood too.
I'm sure it was.
There was a lot of bosses. It was a lot. Like I remember I moved to Michigan and stayed there for a year. And I came back, like everything was different. Like people who wasn't, they was just a small fry, small kid. Like they had big bags of dope. And I'm coming like, whoa, like, yo, like homie is he the man now?
Right.
It was like, it was like people back then, like when you watch movies like Juice and all of that, you got to remember that's the era that we grew up in.
Jack
So
City.
all of that was like them movies.
Really like that.
Everything was like them movies.
Okay.
Like a lot of us come from your house is getting raided and or your day house got raided and like the dope was buried under the ground in the dog house and all of that. Like that. Them is true stories. Them is true stories.
Okay.
Like
yeah, I remember being in the house. My mom, ex-husband had some stuff going on.
Yeah.
What was going on? Like, why the police in here?
These are true stories. Erie was wild back then. And that's when it was 150,000 people living here.
Okay.
So you had your rogue officers. They was taking, them police was taking that dope and taking the money and going to do what they was doing. That's why people don't trust them now to this day. It's part of that.
So we've been traumatized.
Right.
Right here.
Oh yeah, you did say trauma.
We've been traumatized since the crack cocaine came in here, and then people still holding grudges. So like, let me ask this, right? Like, I don't know, how do I formulate this question? Like, is it people who you feel like you just want to be like, yo, bro, I don't have no problem with you. Like, you don't even gotta hold that with me no more.
No, cause I'm good with everybody.
Okay.
Like I go where I want.
Okay.
Like, I'm cool. Like, and I'm 53. Like it ain't like I ain't about to tussle with nobody. I'm tired.
I feel you, bro. I don't want to tussle either. Don't touch me.
Like life ain't that serious.
Life
Life is serious, but it ain't that serious where I'm about to be out here playing with another grown man.
Right.
We not about to do that.
Right.
Like,
well, listen, let's get into that, right?
Okay.
Because I'm glad that you said that, and like, I work out regularly. I don't want to fight. I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to. I tell people all the time, like, I don't want you touching me unless you shaking my hand or you tapping me to like say excuse me or something like that. Like, I know how to use my words, right?
Right.
What's up with everybody? Like, not what's up with everybody. Like, I'm saying like a lot. Everybody fighting right now. And the weather changes, so you know people always want to be fighting or like. How do you feel about that? And when did you get to the age to where you just was like, man, I don't want to be touched. I'm a man. I'm dressed nice. I don't want no bruises, no lumps. Like,
I think I grew up like that though.
Okay.
Like I was never like into all of that.
Okay.
But I wasn't gonna let nobody bully me neither.
Right.
Like I had words before. I had a couple fights when I was young.
Right.
But it wasn't nowhere near to where they escalate now. Like nowadays, they is shooting, stabbing. I just seen they was shooting at the gas station on Buffalo Road or something. I was never into that, but I've been around. I've actually seen friends die. I've had friends die in my arms. Like that. It was a period where I seen 3 people die in, I want to say 4 months, and I was associated with all of them that I seen. I seen all 3 of them pass.
Right.
One traumatized me because I was there, and the homie Jermaine Nixon, where we was at, he pulled me in the bathroom, and when we came out, our friend was on the ground, and me and his cousin picked him up because people was running over him, and they was trampling him. And we put him on a pool table. And me looking down at him, he was trying, I don't know what he was trying to say to me, but he was trying to say something to me and his lips was moving and I'm on top of his head and all I see is the blood bubbling. And The crazy part about that, the dude that killed the homie shot my brother a couple weeks before that. I seen my brother get shot.
Yeah.
So when my brother got shot, we was at the steakhouse on 18th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened, arguing.
Mm-hmm.
People scatter. So everybody is running. I see somebody like I'm hit. I get to that spot where the person is like I'm hit, and guess who it is? It's my baby brother.
Yeah.
He was hit. I never forget it. I had on a white North Carolina hoodie, and I took it off and I tied it around him.
Mm-hmm.
And back then in Erie, it used to be train tracks on 18th and going across 18th.
Yeah.
So we got him in the car, and we was trying to go to St. Vincent's. We got cut off at 18th and what is that? Peach, Sass, one of those. Trying to go up to St. Vincent's. A train came across. Mind you, we in the car. It's blood everywhere. He hollering, he screaming, he shot.
Mm-hmm.
We turn around, happen to see some police coming across 18th, and we was blowing the horns and doing all of that, and they ended up stopping and getting the ambulance, and he went to Hammond. But that's just part of, like, that's how we grew up.
Right.
It was crazy, but it was crazy. It was a crazy time. It was a crazy time, bro.
It sound like it.
But they're going through this now.
Right.
It's just fentanyl and heroin.
Fentanyl, heroin.
Like, you don't hear about crack cocaine too much. I don't even know if people
Listen, that's crazy that you said that, because I be wondering like how frowned upon it is to say that, but I be wondering like, dang, do people even, you know what I mean? Because you just see people overdosing, and it's fentanyl, and it's heroin, and it's all of these designer drugs, overdosing on pills and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't think there are people who are enjoying this time right now. So,
and that's why when we talk about white people, and if something happens with drugs in the black community, they will dog us out. They talk about us bad, but they don't understand where we come from, how we grew up, what it takes to not indulge in that. Because remember, if something happened to them, they like, oh, poor little Becky, like she shouldn't have been on it. But our peoples, they like, yo.
So check this out, right? When you think about that, because I worked around a lot of white people.
Right.
How do you feel when white people act like they don't understand what white privilege means?
They definitely understand what white privilege means.
When they act like, because like, I speak for my, like, it bothers me so much when people act like, well, why do you guys act like this? Or, you know what I mean? Nobody's giving me anything. I got, you know, I work hard and I've earned all of this too. And I just be like, yo, I get all of that. I'm not trying to discredit you for the work that you do, but it's a lot of white people that I've worked around, worked with, and encountered. I'm smarter than, stronger than, I work harder than, you know what I mean? I don't have the connections or the resources, and they got the one up, but then they just act like they just grinded to get there. You know what I mean? I think this is like the raw and uncut part.
But I don't think they grinded to get there.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah, you grinded to get there.
Like, when I say grinded for them, it's like because they still show up and go to work.
But you know what's the difference from that? Our community had on-hand experience. Their community, they go to high school, they graduate, they go to college. They're taught about what they think they know in college about our neighborhood. Until they really see somebody from our neighborhood who is I don't give a F about you, your daddy, your mama, where you from. Y'all, you can't tell me what to do. We both worked in that field. I seen it.
What I don't like about that too is those same type of people will try to tell you how they think that you should live or have all of these different opinions. Well, why don't you guys just do this, or why don't you guys just do that? Like, it's really that simple.
What are we supposed to do?
Why don't you guys just go to work and just?
But we do go to work.
Save money and go get a loan from the bank and go.
Is it that easy?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it that easy?
All you gotta do is you go to the bank, you get your credit score up to this amount, then you go to the bank, and I'll be like telling people like, You know me.
Right.
So you know who I am and how, but
Right.
I know what I look like.
But that's the only advantage that they have over us is going to learn about getting credit.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when I was 18, 19, my goal was to get that credit card and I'm spending the 300-400 that they put on there. The same day I get that card, I'm going to spend that.
Right, but I'm just saying, even in a sense now, like now that we adults and we done did all of that, burnt all the credit cards out. Now it just be like, okay, now you just go build your credit back up and all of that. Like I tell people, I'm like a caveman, bro.
Right.
So I already know when I walk into spaces or I have conversations with people, I'm already discredited.
Right.
I'm already counted out, and I don't think that a lot of white people understand what it's like to be discredited as soon as you're visualized.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like as soon as they see, like, okay, black man, muscles, beard,
right,
dreadlocks,
right,
criminal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then you get a white dude come in. If a white dude came in and looked just like me, they would either call him a hippie or he's a down-to-earth type of person or something like that because he has a beard. Maybe he's on the motorcycle crew or something like that.
Right.
But they wouldn't look at him or consider him criminal.
Ooh.
And then even like for your instance, yourself, you come in black man, bald head, beard, glasses, somehow, some way you Malcolm X type of militant black dude, a white man looking just like you, he can be a director, executive director, CEO, all of that. And it's like, I don't even think people realize or understand that when you talk about privilege and being judged from the door, you know what I mean? And walking in and people discrediting you, like, how does that make you feel when people try to, like when they say, when we talk to women, they call it mansplaining, so we'll call it white splaining.
Ooh.
How do you feel when you get white splained?
I don't like, but
have you ever been, let me ask you, have you ever been white
yes,
splained?
but I will stick up for myself and my black people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what we do with black on black. I understand that's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But for a white person to come in and tell me about my blackness,
mm-hmm.
how to be black,
mm-hmm.
it can't happen. I'm
mm-hmm.
sorry. It'll never happen. Like, you can't tell me about what me and you got going on.
Right.
How me and you supposed to interact and talk to each other.
Right.
And they haven't sat between them, let alone had a conversation with us. Like, we've jumped on subjects on Facebook when somebody gets on your post.
Right.
And the white dude, and I get it a lot on mine.
Uh-huh.
And the white dude to come in and he talking, but now he on there, he done typed up some shit,
mm-hmm.
and it made me mad.
Right.
Because you're trying to talk to me like you a black dude. Like, you don't know what we go through. Not saying that y'all don't go through anything.
Everybody go through
but
something.
I can't attest for them because I didn't grow up with them.
That part.
Like, my neighbors on 22nd and German wasn't white. They was black. Like, I grew up with the Pages and the Hendersons, us, the Pulliams, the Crosbys, the McLaurens, the Lindsay family, the Crockett's. Like, this is scattered around this block.
Right.
This is the people I know.
Right.
I didn't know none of those white people. It was only 2-3 white families in that neighborhood, and I didn't have no business around them.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't tell us. Like, granted, the meat market is there.
Right.
That's where you will see your white people.
Right.
But them white people know they couldn't cross that line.
Right.
They might get their groceries took. Like, this is the era that I came from.
Listen,
like, grimy.
I remember working at Mercyhurst, yo. And when you use the word, and this is 2024,
right.
23, it was professors in there who didn't want to hear the word privilege, or they didn't believe in privilege, or they didn't think that was real. And I'm just like, yo, you have no idea what the world is like behind the eyes of a black man.
Absolutely not.
And it's like, even when I have conversation with people, I'm like, I can only speak for I've only ever been a man. I've only ever been black. You're a boy, you transition boy, young man to a man. But like, I only speak on my experiences as far as me being a black man, the things that I've endured, and especially with me being an educated black man. Like, so I can see it coming. And then I witness it happen. And I love when I get to the point to where, like, because I'm sharp and I'm educated, I be eating white people up when they be trying to discredit me or try to underestimate me because of what I look like. But like, I can only speak from my experiences, and when you tell people that, it seems like I don't care, but they take offense when it's like, oh wow, now I'm the racist because I tell somebody like, yo, you've never been a black man to even think that you can talk in this conversation.
But do you think that's like them trying to make you compromise yourself?
Ain't nobody make me compromise.
I can't compromise myself. My shirt say, "My pro-black loves everybody,"
Right.
and it do.
Right.
But I'm pro-black.
Right.
I'm not taking nothing from like. I would never change me for. I don't care what nobody think about me, say about me. I know me.
Right.
I know my morals.
Right.
And I ain't saying we ain't sitting up here and we ain't got shit in our closet because we do.
Absolutely.
But on this black white shit, you can't compromise me. Like, and I'm not here to make everybody happy. I'm here to make me happy.
Right.
And I'm gonna keep spreading the word of the black man.
So let me
Period.
ask you. So then, when you think about all of this stuff, all the stuff we talking about, all the stuff we discussing, like, how does it feel for you to have the opportunity to to be on a network? You know what I mean, like Black Access Media, and be able to have open conversations like this and pretty much control the dialogue or the conversations. You know what I mean?
Look, when we got this opportunity, I had to think about it because I know what come with this opportunity. I had to think about, am I the right person to go out in the community and speak on what I want to speak on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand everybody don't agree with me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay. I'm still gonna be me.
As you should.
But do I pass up an opportunity where I can spread some things that I learned over the years to some youngins coming up? Can I learn something from you? Absolutely. Can you learn something from me? Absolutely.
Right.
My goal with this is to make sure that we speak on what we need to speak on in our community.
Right.
I'm out here trying to help the community.
Right.
I haven't taken $1 from this community. I haven't let this community buy me a soda. But I'm gonna use my mouthpiece.
Right.
We got afforded the opportunity. Why should I not sit here and do what I feel is right?
Right.
I talk to a lot of people that's heavy now. Like,
Talk that shit,
you know,
bro.
I talk to some people that's heavy.
That shit, bro.
I talked to my man last night, and he was like, Malcolm, do what you do. Don't let nobody discourage your voice. He said, I seen where you came from to
Right.
where you are at now.
Right.
Keep your foot on their neck. He's like, they gonna talk about. Once he said that, and you already said that too. Once they say you need to be quiet, because if I go back, bro, I think about it. A lot of the stuff that we went through to where we at now, to how people love you, and then they turn around and start hating on you about something that you believe in, is crazy.
Listen, bro, I go a whole nother hour on that.
Yeah, we got 30 more minutes in us, bro. We gonna give him 30 more minutes.
That's like one of the good things too, is just like being able to stay solid and stay strong through the adversity, because it's a lot of people who ain't, and even just doing this right now.
And we just practicing.
Even doing this right now, it's gonna be some people. There's gonna be some people who love it. There's gonna be some people who hate it. There's people who talking mess. There's people who trying to dig up dirt and all of that. So like, yeah, man, I'm prepared for it all. But it just be like, it'd be interesting to see how like, how did you was just loving me,
bro,
or you was just sending me, you was just inboxing me, or you was just calling me, or you was just asking me for help. Then you see me do something that you feel like you could have been doing, or you should have been doing, or I ain't do it your way. And all of a sudden, the negative comments come, and all that hate come, and stuff like that.
Look here.
And that's why I like the fact that we can do the raw and uncut.
Right, raw and uncut.
Because, like, I really don't care who got a problem with me either, bro, because I know why I do what I do and who I do it for. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, because you hear certain things that people say about you through the grapevine.
About me
yeah, about you.
Okay.
Like, you know, we had conversations and whatnot, and somebody might have slipped like, yo, blah, 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 said this, and try to diminish your character.
Right.
I'm big. Remember I made that post? My name will take care of my character. My character will take care of my name.
Right.
I meant that.
Right.
Like, I hate for people to play with our names about situations. Like, how you feel about that?
I actually, personally, I enjoy it now.
Why?
I enjoy it because it keeps me relevant, right? because I know who I am and I've been dealing with it for so long. My mentors and people who I talk to regularly told me to prepare myself for that. So it's like I tell my friends like when they be like, "Oh, you always say you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping."
Right.
Like you know what I mean? I throw some jabs at my friends sometimes. So like I've got myself to the point to where I can appreciate insults because that's when people really tell you the truth. When the hating comes, what I've learned was not to address it unless somebody put my name on the mail. You know what I mean? My mom told me you don't open no mail if your name ain't on it.
Right.
And then also once your name is said, I feel like I get to pick and choose who I respond to.
Right.
Because there's people who antagonize you for a reason.
Absolutely.
And it's sometimes people antagonize you or they say your name because you're more relevant than them. And if they say your name and you say this back, you bring them up. So like I see it, and then sometimes it's subliminal, and I see it, and I chuckle at it, and I laugh about it. And then I have friends like I gotta my person. A lot of people think I'm just this mean, serious dude, bro. Like my personality and my sense of humor is crazy, ridiculous to where I can laugh more things off than things that I'm bothered by.
Hey, some of that stuff was starting to bother me, and then I had to snap out of it like, yo,
I was
because
snapping one. I
because
snapped it one time.
because
I only snapped it one
because
time.
you know some of them subliminal messages be intended for you
Yeah,
just
bro.
like,
But I'm
wait a
saying it's
minute.
like if you say my name, you make me famous.
Facts.
Like, think about it, bro. You on the radio, you at the city council meeting, you at the county council meeting, you on the news. Now we on the live right now, and it's people who feel like this was their opportunity, this was their time to shine, or it's people who feel like they started or did it first, or it's people who feel like they could do it better. So they gonna say all of the little things, and you gonna know that they talking about you. But the second that you say it, I'm like, oh, I wasn't talking about you, but since you got a guilty conscience, or since you think I'm taking stabs at you, so it's like I love the fact that I know even when
But
they
do
ain't
you
talking.
think it? I don't even think it's a guilty conscience when you know it's intended for you. Like, you know,
That's what I'm saying,
you
but
got,
that's how they clean it up.
ooh,
That's how you. If I don't say your name and then you say you was talking about me, I can be like, no, bro, I wasn't talking about. Because then what people would say is, I ain't never had no problem. If I was talking about you, I would have said you. You must have felt guilty about something. Like, nah. So that's why I don't address it.
so let me ask you because
You know, people don't like me.
yeah, I do know
Do you know?
yeah they don't like me now because they don't like you. But let me ask you, out of everything that we've been through this past summer, this winter,
Okay.
what would you change that you think that you did? Do you think you did something that you had that moment like, man, I shouldn't have did that?
Hell no.
No?
Not a thing. I feel like every single thing that I did was intended. I think it was beneficial and it was necessary. I'm very strategic. Even when I snapped on the Facebook Live the other day,
Right,
that was necessary, bro.
right. And
When I
doing
say
that,
for myself personally,
uh-huh, you needed that.
that was necessary for me because had it not been Facebook Live, ain't no telling where it would have went or how it could have went.
Right.
And those people hit me up like, "Yo, chill, stop," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I need to get you. I need to get this out." But like, yeah, for the most part, nah, it was and it still is. It's an ongoing journey for real. But like, I've been doing that type of stuff.
Right. And
Been.
you know what's crazy? Because I think people think that they know the ins and outs of what we had to go through and what we still going through
We don't
with
even.
that.
We
Like,
don't even know how.
yeah, yeah, look, like,
Security's
look,
like,
look, look, because they don't behind the scenes after we climbed over the mountains of all that going down there and hooting and doing what we needed to do to get our point across to take on, and I took a couple hits. Remember, I was kind of in the background, like, yo, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. And then I got that one day, it was like, boom, it's your turn.
Yeah.
It was in.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I always say, and me and you talk about this, like, we have never really told anybody what we had to endure and go through.
That's because it was never about us.
And I don't think people understand that part.
It was
And it
never about
still
us.
ain't about
And
us.
that's what makes it even more interesting for real because you know we were just talking about subliminals and all of that. We having this conversation, but yeah, it was never about us. That's what got us here, and it's gonna keep us pushing forward because even when you talk about like as I'm sitting here and as I listen to you talk about how you grew up, how you came up, it gives me an opportunity to understand you a little bit more, understand you a little bit better, to know okay, this is why Malcolm go as hard as he go. This is why why Malcolm do the things that he do, because he's lived a life to where like I'm not gonna lie, it sounded fun, but I wouldn't want to have to live through that and endure that. So it's like when you see something bad going on and you want to change, you go for change. And I know with some of the scrutiny that you dealt with in the heat. And this is another thing. When you talk about the public scrutiny, you talk about the public heat, you going against elected officials, you going against police officers,
yes,
attorneys, and stuff like that.
yeah, and
people forget to realize that you still got shit going on in your own damn house that you got to deal with, or your own life.
bro, I think.
Well, nobody giving us gas.
None of that.
You know what I mean? Time, like them hours we were spending to do all of that stuff. Like it wasn't like, okay, here we go. Like it was like, yo, I'm putting my life, my family, my responsibilities on pause to go do this for my people. And some of the people I'm doing it for don't even appreciate it.
You know what? I think what hurt me more is to see your own people turn on you. Like 1 minute they was like, yo, I appreciate what you doing. And then the next day they was like, yo,
hey, listen, bro.
F you.
Listen, bro. When you say that, when I ran for city council,
right?
And the people who I found out who didn't vote because they either wasn't registered or they forgot, like it was people who I knew personally, like, yo, I don't care if I'd have lost by 1 million votes. Your vote would have mattered the most to me, and then get that vote. So when you say like people turn, like I went hard, bro. I'm talking campaign, Davina making the flyers.
I still got my yard sign.
I got yard signs.
I'm gonna take a picture tonight.
And then to people be like, oh yeah, I forgot, or I did like, oh yeah, so yeah, get ready for more of that though. Especially after this.
Hey, was you hurt? Was you hurt?
When I didn't win?
Hold on. Was you hurt about? Let's combine everything.
Okay.
Combine all of that.
Okay.
Let's combine that.
All right, cool.
City council. Went
hard as I possibly could.
Went hard.
No, you know what? I'll take that back. I didn't go as hard as I possibly could, but I did go hard.
Okay. That's one.
Right.
Situation at city council. We gonna fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
Took some hits on that.
Right.
But in the beginning of that process, that was over 1 million views of that situation.
That video no longer uploaded.
No, it's not.
They took it down.
It's all our videos took them down.
They took them down.
So that's two.
Right.
Recently,
right.
County council. Oh boy, that controls the media down there.
Yeah, bro, trying to fight me.
That's 3.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Because especially for county council, because he is one of them dudes that will speak to you and talk to you when you walk in.
Every time, yeah. So the dude, he come in, the computer was and then he was like, oh, last time, I seen your Facebook videos where you let me know he's watching me. See your Facebook videos, you complaining. When he popped up with me, like at first I thought he was joking because he was joking with me coming in. So like, I don't know what that was about, but like I've been serving my community since I was yay high.
Right.
So when you say like, how do I feel? Was I upset? What do you mean? What do you ask me? What's the question?
How do you feel about them people that saw you, especially with the first 2 situations? They loved that. But as the months went on, they flipped on you like it wasn't acceptable no more.
Oh, because I was coming out as black man.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. When I came at Mel, that's what's up. They need to hear that. Somebody needs to set them straight. When I came in there at the county council and it was all white council, oh, chill out. You know what I mean? There's many views and stuff like that. But again, like, bro, I know because of the things that I've been doing that I've created, I don't want to call them enemies, but I've created a congregation of people who don't like me, right? No matter what I do.
Right.
Black, white, men, women, you know, and at the end of the day, I still move on and I still go forward. But I definitely noticed that, like, when I was talking to black people, like when it was Mel, when it was Mo Troop, everybody was going crazy. When I was talking to the white people, he tripping down there, he acting a fool. I'm not exactly sure why folks are so intimidated. I ain't scared of them. I ain't scared of shit. I'm not backing down from nobody, but I definitely understand the question that you asking me because it's crazy. But like, I don't even dude popping tough at me. There was in a whole, and then the sheriff's getting in my face. Like, I'm like, yo, get out the way. Like, why is y'all stepping to me? Like,
right.
Go ahead.
This is how I see how
You want me to tell you what it is for real?
They see power.
I'm an educated black man.
Right.
And that is intimidating the United States of America.
Uh-huh.
Right? So then
Absolutely.
you shrink Erie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an educated black man in Erie, Pennsylvania. And here's the thing, right? I'm not one of them black dudes who act like I'm better than them. Like, I'm from the neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I mean? I still come and I bring it raw and I bring it direct. So then it's like, yo, this ain't just an educated black dude. This might be a nigga.
Right.
That we didn't let up.
Because I don't think they understand, like, we was going down there and our main goal was to, like, yo, we ain't finna go down here and look stupid. When we talk, we gonna sound like we got some sense.
But you gotta think about it like this, right? Because I was talking to Cindy the other day. Y'all made me look like trouble because I have been coming down there for some time by myself.
Right.
And then the situation happened, Cello get killed, and it's like, oh, now he bring an army with him, right? So then it slows down.
Right.
But what you realize is Erie County United now done picked it up.
Uh-huh.
And now they coming down there.
They going heavy.
So it's like, yo, now.
But I don't think, because I remember when I went down there, I came and I'm like, yo, I gotta come to y'all like a black man because y'all not understanding what I see.
They still act like they don't understand.
They don't.
They still act like they don't understand.
And you know what? This is what's puzzling about us still continuing to put in the work. People don't understand why we still doing this.
They don't realize we're not considered in our own city.
But
we're not considered in our own city. Bro.
We're consistent.
Right. But the thing is we need more of us because now it just look like me and you and whoever else coming with us complaining. And they not realizing that, like, again, we are not considered in us as black men.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this because I've done everything that you can possibly think of when it comes to trying to work my way up. And I'm still working my way up. We as black men are not considered in the city of Erie, Pennsylvania, unless we are doing something that is creating problems,
right?
Violent, some homosexual or some type of irregular behavior.
Right.
We're making fools of ourselves. But when black men are trying to be serious, when black men are trying to stand up for their community, when black men are praising their God, or when they're trying to be businessmen, they are not taken seriously. And what people will do is they will try to figure out something that's wrong with us before they say, I appreciate the fact that you finally stepping up and doing something.
Right.
You have no idea how many people try to figure out some dirt on me as opposed to realizing this dude, like I was at the pile today. The way Tom Lennox spoke about me was like, yo, this dude is bro, I'm everywhere. Doing as much as I possibly can to try to impact as many people as I possibly can. And people still hate on me. Even when I show love and I give people their flowers and I praise people regularly,
right?
I say something, people act like they don't want to see it. They ignore it,
right?
And they don't realize that we treat ourselves like white people in Erie treat us. We as black men are not considered right, not even from our own black people,
right? And
that bothers me. It irks me. That's why I went down and said I will die for this because regardless of how people think or how they feel, that is a reality. If you think about black men in the city of Erie,
absolutely. It's only a few that stood on business.
But then when you think about that, how are the few who stood on business treated? And what I'll speak for myself because I know who I am and what I do.
Catching that heat.
I can speak for how I'm treated around here.
Absolutely.
And I can say the things that I do and I can pull my resume out and all my credentials, letters of recommendation, bro. Like, it's not a lot of people who will move in groove like how I'm a move in groove, but it's a lot of people who try to figure out.
You know what?
That's why I always say, if not you, then who?
Absolutely. But you know what? For me, when this situation happened, and I ain't going to jump deep into it because that's for another time. But when this situation happened for me, I just couldn't let this, I couldn't see it. I couldn't let this go on. Like when George Floyd, when that happened to him, bro, I cried when I seen that.
Bro, I lost my job behind that.
Like,
I was at the jail. I don't tell a lot of people this. They was up there spreading the rumor. They came and spread. I had to go on leave and everything. They thought I was telling people I wanted to kill police.
Wow.
They had me under investigation, checking my Facebook and all when George Floyd got killed because they was up there marching around the jail. Yeah, I talked about this from Gully, but yeah, bro, like this is real for me.
Yeah. A
lot of people think this is for play, this is for fun because Cello got killed and now everybody paying attention. But like, I've been doing this.
Right. And you know, for me, just because of who I get to speak to, I don't talk to people about, you know who I speak to, but I don't talk to everybody in Erie and the surrounding areas about the connections that I really have made
Right.
with some of these other families. Like I did get to like I'm actually speaking with Angelica from Michigan. Her son was just killed by the Grand Rapids Police Department
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago. She's trying to get some stuff going on because her situation ain't right.
Right.
But to go back to where we started at to where we at now, to see the love in the beginning to the hate in the end,
I knew it was gonna happen.
and to stay where we at, to stay grounded, to not get sucked in to all that. Y'all did this, y'all didn't do this, y'all did this, y'all didn't do this, you taking this, you taking that, and it's like, what is y'all talking about? Like, yo, I'm still the same Malcolm
And the
Puyo.
thing about it is, a lot of people got lost in that. A lot of people got lost in that conversation, and that's why I was kind of strayed away from folks. It was like, I'm not finna involve myself in these discussions because I'm not about to be arguing with somebody about something that really wasn't, you know what I mean, relevant to me. And them conversations, I know that thing got real messy and real ugly. I'm just glad that we got to this point for real. But even on the flip side, like when we talk about us as black men in the community, we need to stop tearing one another down.
Facts.
We need to start building each other up. Stop mean mugging one another, and let go of some of them old beefs from the 1980s
Machoism.
in the 1990s, especially when we beefing about failed relationships or when we beefing about money that neither one of us have access to or are working towards gaining anymore. Like we need to get to the point to where we can build and repair our community. But listen, it was dope to be able to do this, man, and I can't wait for the YouTube to clear so we can go live on YouTube
Right.
more often. Because 30 minutes on the radio,
Right.
I feel like is enough for us to be able to boom, we're gonna cover the topic, get people to know, tune in, listen to us live, and then we be able to get to come on here and be raw and uncut. And also what we can do is we can have guests in here, man, because there's plenty of room in here.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
This is
we
what
can
we
open the
want.
camera up, we can put another chair up. We got some guests come join us on the couch,
Because I think people don't understand why we did this tonight.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, it's like regardless of what I'm like, regardless of that, like
You gonna break it down?
There's an opportunity
Okay.
for everybody to to sit down and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't necessarily gotta be in the comments section.
We might have to call this "Come Join the Couch" or something.
If they want to sit down and have a conversation, or if they want us to pull up another chair, you know what I mean? We can always kick it and see how we can expand. Because ultimately, the goal is for us to build our community up, to build our state up, to build our state up, and we gotta have these engaging conversations. We got to be breaking down subjects and breaking down people before we build them up. And also understanding that everybody's not going to agree with us. Everybody's not going to like what we have to say. And we don't want anybody to feel like we're excluding you from it. So if you disagree with us, and if you don't like what we have to say,
speak on it.
There's an opportunity for you to come tell us here. Or there's an opportunity for you to tell us in the comments. Or we go live on the radio. There'll be an opportunity for you to call in because we want to engage with everybody and share our opinions and listen to those opinions, you know what I mean? And just keep building and keep going. So again, we want people listening to us who love us. We want people listening to us who hate us. We want people listening to us who like us, dislike us. Tune in, talk about us, tell your friends, oh man, them dudes just crazy. Tell your friends, oh man, them dudes just great.
Right.
Tell them to download the Black Sense Media app.
Yep.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page.
Yep.
Make sure you subscribe to the Facebook channel.
We got a social impact.
So everything we got TikTok. Well, we got everything. Everything uploaded, but we got a social impact YouTube. We got a Facebook.
Go join our Facebook page.
We got an Instagram. We should be all in the Black Sense Media. You can hear us on Mondays at 12:30 on Black Sense Media, WICU 92.7 HD2. Or you can download the app. That's the Black Sense Media app. But yeah, man, we're gonna have this conversation because we need to be able to dive in deep and engage with folks in the comments and share some of the stuff that y'all think that we should be covering on the show as well.
And we know we got people that's up and coming in our community that
need to be highlighted.
Absolutely. And that's part of the reason that we are here. Because this ain't about us. This is about our community.
Absolutely.
I think we don't want people to lose focus that this is just about Malcolm and Deonte. That's absolutely not the truth. This is our way of giving back to our community. So we're going to keep spreading love. We're going to keep spreading positivity. We're going to keep showing y'all that black men care about our community.
Absolutely.
We gonna dispel some norms that people think about black men weekly. So we're gonna have a weekly, of course, our weekly radio show. We're gonna incorporate doing our lives, but I think our next one will be on YouTube, right?
We gotta listen. Okay. We can't clear the joint. We gotta wait for them to get us right on YouTube before we make any promises. Because what I don't want to happen is we tell people we gonna be on YouTube and then
We still
then
trying to
we gonna be
figure it
on
out.
Facebook. But we is moving and grooving.
Oh
I'm about
yeah,
to put it in the comments. Hold on.
because my man Mike Brown Sr. said, keep your foot on their neck. Don't never stop.
I dropped the joint in the comments. The Facebook group is in the comments. I'm dropping the YouTube page in the comments as well. We need y'all to subscribe so that way we can drop it in there. The other socials ain't up to par yet, ain't up to date, but the YouTube is in the comments.
YouTube.
I couldn't hear Deonte's. I couldn't hear that, but definitely enjoyed the show. Man, I've been screaming across the room. Yeah, we got to get the microphones together. We working on everything. We fine tuning everything. We just wanted to see how it was on the couch as opposed to sitting at the desk. But I like this setup. I think this is the way that we gonna roll. What you think, Mike? We gonna do the couch? We gonna keep trying.
Yeah,
to
we gonna call it the couch.
fine tune everything.
Conversation at the couch.
We're gonna fine tune everything. When we get everything fine tuned, we'll keep coming back. So if you are interested in being a guest, don't reach out to me personally. Don't reach out to Mike personally. Go on the Social Impact page.
Right.
Inbox that page. We both have access to that. If you want to engage with us, please go to the page. Leave the comments on the page. We're trying to build that thing so that we can expand our network, so that we can grow and we can have an impact on as many people as we possibly can. I don't got nothing more else to say. I'm gonna let Malcolm
So we
sign us off and
we gonna sign it off. This is the Social Impact. Malcolm Pulliam, Deonte Cooley, the plight of the black man. We are here to make sure that we bring good content to you. Don't get it twisted because we're saying the plight of the black man. We here for everybody, but the goal is to reach our black men, to make them more successful. We want our black men to be successful in our community. We want our black men to come down to city council and county council and talk with us. We want our black men to be leaders, future leaders in our community. And one thing before I leave this, Damian Bounds, I'm proud of you for doing what you're doing down in Georgia. Bro is the superintendent of, I want to say, the Cobb County Schools. That brother is from Erie, Pennsylvania, so you get a big salute.
Okay.
You get a big salute.
Shout out, black man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know, we might have to do some weekly shout outs to our brothers who we see stepping up in the community. That might be, we throw some ideas at people.
I ain't never had a problem showing no love.
So before we leave, y'all make sure y'all check us out on the Social Impact Show every Monday, 12:30, Black Access Media, 92.7 WICU HD2. That's every Monday. And again, we gonna have lives on Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, we ain't gonna go too far. We definitely on the radio on Mondays, 12:30 p.m. That's for sure. Y'all download the app. We thank y'all for sitting with us while we just fine tuning and having a good time rocking with y'all. We know the NFL draft on. I gotta make sure I get my Mendoza jersey. I know he went number 1. Y'all pick yet?
No, we laid in, man. We're 27.
They 27. They might trade it. UB, I see you. We love you. Thank you for the shout out.